You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Good morning and welcome to the morning show here on Tobago Updates Television. It is Tuesday, 3rd September 2024, and we're coming to you live from the Port Mall here in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Combi, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and be glad in it. What a wonderful day to be in the land of the living, and of course, we give God thanks for life. It's the second day of the school term, and of course, again, I want to continue to wish all our back to school students and teachers all the very best, and we're hoping to see some photos of some of our children, some of our schools, to see what's happening there on the outside. Of course, we have a wonderful show package for you this morning, and we do hope that you can stay with us throughout the entire proceedings today. But before we get into all of those conversations this morning, we head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024. Secretary of Education, Research and Technology, Zarisha Hackett, said in the new school term, Tobago teachers will have a direct line to communicate with her. To foster collaboration, Hackett will hold one-on-one meetings with teachers once a month by appointment. Hackett emphasized the importance of these meetings for discussing ideas, resource allocation, and challenges. She welcomed teachers to the new term, highlighting the importance of passion and creativity in teaching, and announced that literacy and numeracy will be the focus for the 2024-2025 academic year. She also urged teachers to prioritize their well-being. PDP political leader Watson Duke has expressed concerns that the Tobago House of Assembly may have already selected preferred contractors for the Strawberry Beach facility redevelopment project. He also criticized the initial plans for lacking details and questioned whether vendors' views will be fully considered. Duke emphasized the need for compensation for vendors during construction. However, the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation denied that the procurement process had started and assured the public that a wider consultation would take place after the redesign process is complete. The division promised that all stakeholders will continue to have access to the updates to the facility manager's office. And finally, the National Transformation Alliance plans to contest 10 constituencies in the upcoming general election, with political leader Gary Griffith running in one of them. The other 9 candidates will be announced by the end of September. Griffith noted strong support for the NTA in these areas and mentioned that a political party has adopted similar campaign colors, indicating that the NTA's growing influence. The targeted constituencies include San Fernando West, La Joquita Talparo, Tunapuna, St. Joseph, Toco Sandy Grande, Maruga Tableland, Mayaro, Pointe-a-Pierre, Chaguanas East, and Barataria San Juan. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Thank you, Biana, for our news there in 90 seconds. And sometimes when we talk about challenges in our spaces, and I'm happy to hear that the Secretary of Education is now making an opportunity for more access to have conversations with teachers on a monthly basis. And I do hope that this opportunity is maximized by our teachers so that they can discuss the things that are important in terms of running the schools. Sometimes there are a lot of supplies, situations might happen, and they need an urgent response to something. So I do hope that this works out in the best interest of the teaching and learning staff there at our schools across the island of Tobago. How do you feel about this? Because you hear teachers say, no, we can't get onto this one, we can't get onto that one, our bench broke or something. So what are your thoughts where this accessibility is concerned?
I believe it's a good initiative, but in terms of making sure that it is being keep up every month that you have that one-on-one meeting. That's more a priority.
The sustainability of it, yes.
So that the students in the end, the long run, can benefit.
Of course, we will look forward to that. We will monitor that situation and ensure, as I said, that it is maximized to its full potential, and so that the objectives therein are met. Okay, Biana, thank you so much for joining us this morning and sharing the news there in 90 seconds with us. Ladies and gentlemen, it's that time of morning where we celebrate with those who are celebrating. It's time for our birthday shout out. And of course, it's time to celebrate this morning. We start off the celebrations by saying happy birthday to Sergeant Caitlin Sterling. This morning, we say happy birthday to her, and we do pray God's blessings upon her life as she continues to write pages in the story of her book of life. Happy birthday to you there. Happy birthday goes out to Macan. Macan Hislop also is celebrating a birthday, and Macan, we want to say happy birthday to you. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and we do hope that you experience, wonderful blessings from God as you enter this new chapter of your life. The man himself, Ashworth Jack, he is also celebrating a birthday today, and we want to wish Ashworth the very best today as he celebrates his birthday. I don't know the number. I don't know what number to call today, but, he is celebrating a birthday, and we want to pray God's blessings upon his life. We wish him the very best, and we do hope that this year brings you more success and insight into your life ahead. Happy birthday to you. And of course, to all our viewers far and wide, if you are celebrating a birthday as well, and even if we don't have your photo, we do join in the celebrations with you, and we wish you a very, very happy birthday. And we remind you to put God first. Give God thanks for this opportunity to be in the land of the living, for no man can give life unto himself except God gives it unto him. So remember to put him first and to always find something to be thankful for. You might be wondering, who are we having conversations with this morning in studio? And I tell you, we are speaking with Mr. Brian Summers, and he is the chairman of Tobago region, and we're talking about World Steel Pan Day, Pan Jam, the Tobago edition. Yes, as you know, the steel pan is now our national instrument, and so of course we're going to have conversations around that for some time to come. So we're going to have that conversation this morning. We also speak with Mrs. Margaret Sampson Brown, Vice President of the Police Credit Union, as well as Mrs. Rianne Moore Agard, Business Development Officer at the Police Credit Union, and we're talking about Police Credit Union engagement session. There is upcoming event, of course, engagement in getting involved in a credit union, and the Police Credit Union is one that you can become a part of. So we're going to have that conversation, find out more about their services, find out about the engagement session that is upcoming, and see how you can be a part of that. So we do hope that you can stay with us while we have these conversations this morning. Before we go for a break, of course, I want to say a special good morning to all our regular viewers who view us on our Facebook live stream, on our YouTube channel, or on Amplia 102, wherever you're viewing us from, whether it is right here in Tobago, in Trinidad, the Caribbean region, the United States of America, Canada, the United Kingdom, the continent of Australia, or the continent of Africa, or even over there in Asia. We say thank you so much for choosing us and making us a part of your daily routine, and for making us the #1 morning show here in Trinidad and Tobago. We appreciate you very, very much. We have to go for a short break before we begin conversations in studio this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
Are you ready to optimize your wedding business for engagement season and book more clients? Refine is the place to be. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024 from 9 a.m. Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. This premier event is designed specifically for Caribbean wedding industry professionals. Gain expert insights, practical knowledge, and valuable connections that can help you thrive in the destination wedding market. Register now at refinesummit.com. It is time to refine. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Get insider info, advice, and insights from local, regional, and international players in the destination wedding market. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024, Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. It's time to refine.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, and thank you so much for staying with us. We begin conversations this morning in studio. We speak with Mr. Brian Thomas, and he is the chairman of Pan-Tobago Tobago region. And we're talking about World Steel Pan Day, Pan Jam Tobago edition. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Adana. Nice to be here again after such a long time.
Of course. And you know, when we're talking about Steel Pan, there's always some measure of excitement, especially as the instrument has just been given the prestigious title of being the national instrument of Trinidad and Tobago. And a lot of conversation surrounding that. But this morning we want to focus on celebrating the instrument that is the pan. And so we're talking about coming out of Steel Pan Month and a slew of events that has taken place around the pan. So tell us about what has happened and what is happening in the Tobago aspect of it.
Right, so good morning again, Tobago. So August was National Steel Pan Month, where we had a number of events happening around the country. Notable, we had the World Steel Pan Day celebration on August the 11th. We also have the Steel Pan Musical Festival, where the classical steel band played classical music.
That was beautiful.
And we had two Tobago bands that made it to the finals in the ensemble category, which was Alpha Pan Pioneers, came in fourth, which is good after a 10-year absence in the space.
Congratulations.
And we also had Cats and Jammers coming in third in the orchestra category, and also won the best test piece. Right, so we did good in that aspect. But now it's Tobago's turn to have its concert on Sunday, September the 8th at the Boko facilities. So we're going to have that bands coming together to give that nice, festival feeling, that nice pan jam, panya jam that we've been having for all of August. So it's going to happen now in Tobago.
So is it that you're going to have all those categories of music as well?
Well, we're going to have 8 bands participating, and they're going to come with different genre of music. So, it's going to be different moods throughout the nights.
Okay, and who are some of the bands that are coming for this event on Sunday?
Right, so we're going to have Cats and Drummers. We're going to have NLCB Buccaneers, the RBC Redemption Songsetters, T&Tech Eastside New Dimension. We also have First Citizens, Tobago Panthers, Our Boys, Metro Stars, and Natural Mystic.
No, it's so amazing that you're sitting here and you're not even looking at a script and you're able to rattle off all the 8 bands that are going to be there on Sunday, which shows me that there is a level of passion and commitment and dedication for what you do there.
Yes,
coming out of the steel pan. And I want to congratulate our steel pan bands here on the island of Tobago. They have been fighting to state their position where pan is concerned, and they've been doing excellently well. They've been doing really, really well. You mentioned a pan stand that was away for how many years?
No, Alpha Pan Pioneers is known as the church band in Tobago, right, and entered that category, the anthem category. So I was saying that the festival, the music festival,
right. Okay.
Part of it was out for a number of years. I think it was 21 years or somewhere along that line. So we haven't got music festival in the country. And, coming back for the first time, it's nice that we had 2 Tobago bands in 2 different categories meeting the finals.
That's right. And that is because of the dedication that you put into it. And of course, the pride. How, as a pan man, I know you love the pan. But when we go to national events, when we go to Trinidad and compete with the bigger bands or the bands that, they say they're bigger than us, and you hear the name of a Tobago band being mentioned in the top 2, top 3. How does it make you feel?
Well, it's a pouring experience because being there on the festival night, this is something totally different than Panorama. Totally different. It speaks to discipline. It speaks to concentration. It's a whole different vibes. And being there on the night in Queen's Hall, hearing Alpha Pan Pioneers played in that, nice acoustics. It's not a raga thing, well dressed and everything. And they came in second in the well dressed also category. So it's a whole different feel, and you feel really proud that Tobago can stand up to those other bands in Trinidad. And
as you're speaking here, I'm thinking about the diversity of the pan. There are different genres of music that you can play from the pan. And of course, different, can I say, personas that you put on when you play the pan, because when you're playing soca, you're more, you're free up, you're relaxed, you could be, the whole essence of who you are. And then when you go into different genres of music, you change the mood.
The suits. Yeah, so the pan can play anything. The pan can play the song of the wind. It can play the songs of birds chirping. So it can play anything. And that is the beauty of that particular instrument. So it's not about Panorama alone. The diversity of it is really wonderful. And it can calm you. It can make you excited. Music is love and music emotion.
And how can you, standing there in the position that you hold, are you satisfied with the amount of persons who are showing interest in pan, or do you feel as if more people can come on board, either whether it's to participate or to be on the executive part of things, the administrative part of things, to push pan even further than where it is right now?
Yes, although we are in a good space now, always need more players. We always need more supporters, especially for when we are keeping our shows like Sunday, but people to come out and support. It will encourage the bands now to continue doing what they are doing. Of course, the executive, that is something also that needs a little more support in it. But, all wrong, people coming on board also, I must mention also, we need more sponsors also to keep it going, because it costs a wealthy sum to keep a band going in this age.
So that is a call there for all and sundry out there who have the means to so do. Let's keep the pan alive, especially here in Tobago, of course. It's now our national instrument, and so we want to continue, making the investments in it to keep it where it is, the sustainability of it.
Yes.
So this event taking place this Sunday, tell us the time, and is there a cover charge to get in?
Right, so this event is totally free, and the time is 7 p.m. at the Buko Beach facility. Right, so it's a Sunday school. You come early, you just get nice steel pan all night. We're gonna have our friends, some Trinidad Honey National Executive, coming up to support us as we were down there during the August month, supporting them. So a whole set of people is coming up from Trinidad to support this event, and we also like the Tobagonians to come out and help us support this event also.
Of course, because it's our thing, and of course,
Yes.
we have to show our strength in numbers.
Yes, we can show our strength, and we can stand up to those bands and any performance in Trinidad.
That's
also.
right. That's right. So this is an invitation to all and sundry. I'm excited to have this conversation, and I'm excited for this event that is taking place there on Sunday. And I'm happy that you took the initiative to have the Tobago edition of, the celebration of the pan, because basically that is what it is, right?
Yes,
A
yes.
celebration of the pan. Even for those who can't play, they have an appreciation of it. Like myself, I try the pan, and I come from a music family, as you know.
yes.
Calypso and steel pan. My dad used to play steel pan, and I tried that thing on the pan once when I was going to secondary school, but it wasn't for me. But I still love the instrument. I love it very, very. I love to hear it. And I'm usually amazed when I see the talent. How do they get to these songs to come from the steel pan?
Well, that is something that is one of the things that is significant to Trinidad and Tobago, that it started here. And let me also mention, just around the 5th of August also, we got this GI. It's a geographical indication. As you know, there's some issues surrounding the patenting of the pan, right, where other countries are trying to get it on. And because of that, we are no longer be able to patent it. So through the government of Trinidad and Tobago, we are able to get the geographical indication stating that, okay, the Trinidad and Tobago is the birthplace of the steel pan, and any instrument come out of Trinidad is authentic and of the highest class. So we got that patent, we got that, and it's also been targeted or run through the Bureau of Standard. So the Bureau of Standard gives you that stamp, those tuners, that, okay, what you are presenting to the world is of the greatest standard. And that is something that we also have to be really, really thankful for. So as you said, a lot of things is happening around the steel pan, a lot of good things. And this is something that, through the efforts of the president of Pan Tobago, Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore, she's been doing such a wonderful job. And pan reach, the standard pan reach right now, we didn't think that it would have gotten there. So thanks to Miss Beverly Ramsey Moore that, we are getting somewhere.
Absolutely amazing stuff. And I'm thinking here now, pan is something that do you think, or rather, that pan is something that can be used, considering the current state of the society here in Trinidad and Tobago, where a lot of young people are getting into trouble? They're choosing the side of mischief. Do you think that pan is a tool that can be used to draw them off the streets and to do something constructive?
Of course, I always say pan is the crime plan. I always say that. Pan is my crime plan. And let me explain. When you have the youths in the pan tent in the night practicing, they are off the streets. The more events you have, the more practices you will get, the more time that they are off the street. So when the president of Trinidad and Tobago is, she's also saying, let us use the panyard model. And that is the panyard model, because once you're in the panyard, there's a certain discipline that you have to carry out, right? And that model, I believe, will be part of the plan to solve the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago.
And you said something there that when you are in the panyard, you have to have a level of discipline.
Yes.
People think that the panyard is a place of, chaos. And anything happens there, and you just come and but I like the fact that, and I think when I spoke with Beverly Ramsey Moore as well, she also mentioned that there's a level of discipline that has to take place in the panyard, and I like that very much. And I do hope that we really can use the panyard model across the nation to ensure that we get the young people off the streets and into something constructive. Brian, I want to thank you so much for joining us this morning. In closing, is there anything you want to share with our viewers?
No, just want to remind people to come out on Sunday, 7 p.m. Come out in your numbers and support the bands in Tobago, and let's have a great time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we've been speaking with Mr. Brian Thomas, Chairman of Pan Tobago Region. World Steel Pan Day, Pan Jam Tobago edition taking place there this Sunday at the Buku Beach facility from 7 p.m. It's absolutely free. So why not go down there and celebrate the steel pan and show your support to all pan lovers here in Tobago. We have to go for a short break before we continue conversations this morning. And as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
I'm so relieved Javel gave me this money. Now I could enjoy the holidays with my family and not have to worry about monies for bags, books and shoes.
Javel? Who is Javel? She could give me some money too?
Javel is the July-August vacation education loan at Bethel Credit Union. Up to $20,000 to help with all additional expenses during this July-August.
Yes, you heard right. Call the Bethel Credit Union and ask for Javel. She'll hook you up with the money to take care of all your additional expenses this holiday season. Open to new members too. Get up to $20,000 and have a worry-free holiday with Javel. Call 639-8226 or 631-1336 or message us on Facebook for more information.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show. And everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up below. This is your show. And everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Tobago Glass Supplies has been a leading name for over 37 years in the glass and aluminum market in Tobago. We provide an extensive range of high-quality, innovative aluminum and glass products for commercial and residential use. Competitive prices with superior and professional services by committed employees who are guided by rigid quality standards. Tobago Glass Supplies specializes in the manufacture and installation of glass and aluminum products that are essential to today's homeowners and the business environment. We are engaged in marketing, sales, and installation of a variety of products. These range from windows and doors to necessities such as mirrors for homes and vehicles, designed and manufactured in-house or imported. Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Morning Show on Tobago Updates Television. And before we continue conversations this morning in studio, I want to take some time to say happy anniversary to the Mason Hall Secondary School. Is it the 21st anniversary I'm seeing here? I want to say a happy anniversary to you this morning. Wow, 21st anniversary already. It seems as if the Mason Hall Secondary School was recently commissioned. But we celebrate with you today as you celebrate your 21st anniversary, and we pray the very best for you as you continue to provide a space for teaching and learning there in Mason Hall. All the very best to you and congratulations. So happy anniversary to you guys. All right, we continue conversations this morning in studio. We continue speaking with Mr. Brian Thomas this morning. He is the chairman of Pan Tobago Region. And this morning we're talking about Pan and Carnival. We know Tobago Carnival is upcoming. So I'm not a carnival person, but I love the steel pan. So I want to know, what is the position the steel pan is taking in the carnival this year?
Well, we are going back with our flagship event this year on the 26th of August, Saturday the 26th of October, sorry. Pan month is still inside of me, the excitement. All right, so we have a shift in the date. Last year or the previous years, we had it on the Friday night. This year, we are going to have it on the Saturday night. We are going to be sharing that night with night mass. Right, so the pan starts at 5 p.m. So the parade starts at 5 p.m. at the Coast Guard base. We're going to have about 3 or 4 bands there to parade, to serenade the supporters until people gather to get enough persons to come up the road. And after that, we're going to have about 4 bands on the parade route going up into Scarborough, nice sweet music, with our powder and our white jerseys and stuff. And going up to Scarborough, and then we're going to have about additional 2 bands there to finish off the show. I must also say that we'll be having jerseys on sale. In a week or 2, we're going to have the jerseys advertised. So you purchase a jersey for $200, you get a powder along with it, and for $250 you can get a jersey and a hat with powder. So I want to see you there this year.
I can't promise you that, but I do support the steel pan itself. What was in terms of the last year or the years before, what was the turnout like in terms of participation?
All I can say, wow. Because we had Trinidad All-Stars on the route. And we also had Cats and Jammers, Buccaneers, Steel Explosion, and Dixieland. Or each band holding their own and bringing along their supporters along with them. We also had several bars and things coming in with their own packages coming behind the bands and going up into Scarborough. It was really a wonderful, wonderful fleet at that point in time.
I can only imagine, as I said, I'm not a carnival person, but the steel pan has a way that it can move you, and of course the culture of Trinidad and Tobago, and of course making it local to Tobago, has that kind of special ring to it, so I really look forward to that. How can persons participate in terms of collect their pay for their t-shirts?
So what we are asking people to do is call 639-1402, that's 1402, that's at the office, to pre-order their jerseys. Once you pre-order your jerseys, you will put down, have your sizes and stuff. The cost will be $200, and once it's pre-ordered, we will give you your collection date, and you'll have and that's it. Just order your jerseys and show up on the day. Show up. We ask to wear white pants with the jersey, and of course, if you can purchase your powder, you will have powder with the jersey, but also the more powder, the more better. So it's rhythm, steel, and powder.
Wow, absolutely amazing. And you're sitting here talking about this, and I could just see all the excitement on your face as you talk about it. And, it comes from a place of course, love and, of course, dedication. In terms of the year, throughout the year, people feel as if pan only rise to the surface when it's carnival time. But here we're talking about the music festival, which we spoke about in the earlier segments. What other activities or during the year can we see the pan, come into the fore?
Well, a few years ago, it used to say pan, as you said, pan is only carnival time. But through this new executive, pan has no season. It has no season. So after the carnival, we have it on a rotational basis. 1 year we have pan in the 21st century, which was last year, and this year we have music festival. So we have a rotational thing with that. Then we have the whole August holidays. The August month is World Steel Pan Day. And then during the other months, you have other bands will take a month and have their own own events during that time. So it's right through the year. I must say it's very tiring. I know it's something new, but pan has no season now. We are going right through the year.
And especially if you want to use that pan, the pan to get people off the streets, you have to be you have to be in the pan from January to December.
Exactly. So that's why we continue to ask for the support from corporate Trinidad and Tobago and also from the government. The national government has come on board 100% with this by giving us proclaiming the national instrument, also the GI status. Also, the Prime Minister just announced that we are going to have a 120 billion, 6-story building, which is really, really, really nice. Also, we had our first steel band conference, international conference in August. Is when you enter that room, I said, wow, I can't believe I'm in a steel band conference. And we had a representative from the Tobago House of Assembly also supporting that conference. The Secretary for Tourism and Quality and Assistance Secretary also. So, we are just asking for that support from the governments and corporate citizens from Trinidad and Tobago so that we can keep the thing going right through the year. And by keeping it going right through the year, we have the people off the streets. By getting the people off the streets, we can limit the crime situation in Trinidad and Tobago.
But of course, for October, you want them on the streets.
Yes, so want them on the streets to parade and celebrate. You must celebrate the instruments.
And so when you have the parade on the street for carnival, how is it rolled out in terms of, are there different bands? How do they do this?
Right, so we start at the Coast Guard base, as mentioned before. We're going to have about 3 bands there, set up stationary and playing while people gather.
Right.
Right. We're going to be there for about 1 hour. Then we take to the street where we're going to have 5 other bands. And so people will line up, the bands will line up and go up one behind the other. And you have this long parade going up to Scarborough. And when we meet up to Scarborough, we have some bands to finish off the event. It's really, really nice. And I think this year should be the year for you to take part in it. And we're hoping that we have Tobago updates also to stream it live.
Well, you're in the right place for that. And of course, I want to wish you the very, very best as you continue to dedicate your time to further development of PAN, because I believe PAN can go even further. I know the president, Mrs. Ramsey Moore, she will not stop working. I know this is a big achievement, but I know that you guys will continue to work and press as much as you can to get the PAN to where you really want it to be and to ensure the legacy lives on.
Of course.
You have to go into communities and find these young people to come and learn how to play the PAN, learn the appreciation of the PAN. And one thing I think we should continue to talk about the history of the PAN, educate people about where the PAN came from and why we're so proud about this moment where the PAN is now our national instrument.
Yes, right? Yes. So you said I'm bringing out the young people. I must say, and I must thank the young people, because the young people are the players and the more mature people are the supporters. Right? So we have a saying that saying PAN in danger, PAN is not in danger, because the young people are coming out and playing it. They are 90% of them are those who are playing the PAN, and then we have the mature people, the supporters. So the rhythm, steel and powder, we have a lot of mature people coming from Trinidad, from New York for this event particularly. Absolutely amazing stuff. And I wish you guys the very, very best there as you continue to do the work and to celebrate the instrument. And the best, all the best. I wish people come out, and of course I want to see the videos when Tobago Updates does the covering for you guys at that event. All right, Brian, thank you so much. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Mr. Brian Summers. He is the chairman of PAN Trinbago Tobago region. We spoke about the Tobago edition of the Steel Pan Day Pan Jam, and of course now Carnival, Tobago Carnival, which is taking place in October there for the Rhythm, Steel and Powder event. Of course, if you want to be a part of that, you can contact them to get on board and join them as they continue to celebrate our national instrument. We have to go for a short break, ladies and gentlemen, before we continue conversations here in studio. And as we go for a break, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Tune like this.
Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. So me play very hard, fiesta, fun, fiesta.
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke where you have, where you know about.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good all. They do but enough, nine. Girl, go to club, girl, right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream.
on an adventure to the greatest little island on the planet. Tobago invites you to ritual, revelry, and release.
Whining in the Bago sun, having Bago fun in Bago drinking rum. We go jump up and carry on.
From October 25th to the 27th, 2024, experience the energetic vibe, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable spirit of the Tobago Carnival.
Down here in Tobago. In Tobago.
Whether you're tripping down the road or marveling at the beauty and creativity of our artisans, Tobago Carnival is an adventure.
I said I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait for Carnival to come. So I call all my friends, making my plans for the Tobago Carnival fun.
Join us for ritual, revelry, and release. Tobago Carnival 2024, where every moment is memorable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Are you ready to optimize your wedding business for engagement season and book more clients? Refine is the place to be. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024 from 9 a.m. Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. This premier event is designed specifically for Caribbean wedding industry professionals. Gain expert insights, practical knowledge, and valuable connections that can help you thrive in the destination wedding market. Register now at refinesummit.com. It is time to refine. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Get insider info, advice, and insights from local, regional, and international players in the destination wedding market. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024, Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. It's time to refine.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Stop. You don't have to sneak in. You don't have to sneak. Pigeon Point Security, we have an access pass. You don't have to sneak in.
What access pass is that?
The new Pigeon Point Breaking Beach access card. With this card, you can get free access to Pigeon Point, a free umbrella, and a free chair. So make sure you get your Pigeon Point access card.
I can get that?
Definitely. This is your access card, so you can now go into Pigeon Point.
Okay. Guys, we outside in Pigeon Point, sun and sand, and we enjoying it with we access cards. All social media links to Youth Voice and Pigeon Point would be tagged, and stay tuned for it.
Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
This is how it's gonna go. They better look up and look, 'cause this is your show. And everybody's gonna know. Say it to them once again. They better look up and look. This is your show. And everybody's gonna know. That's how it's gonna go. They better look up below, 'cause this is your show.
Coconut's Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie and rice in various styles. Meat served in a variety of flavors, garden salads and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Go in, you have to stop it, you have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it again.
That's it, that's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the Morning Show on Tobago Updates Television. We're just about 7:48 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m., remember there is school traffic on our nation's roads, so you want to get there as quickly as possible. Remember to drive safely to get yourself to work safely and your children to school as well. All right, we continue conversations this morning in studio and we speak with Mrs. Margaret Samson Brown, Vice President of the Police Credit Union, as well as Ms. Karen Charles, Branch Manager, Tobago. Good morning and welcome.
Good morning, and thank you so much for having us here this morning.
Of course. And so we're talking about credit unions. So, we're talking about investment opportunities, savings, and all of these types of things. And we're talking about an engagement session that you guys are having today, I believe it is.
Yes.
So let's get straight into it. The first thing I want to know, what are the benefits of being a part of a credit union, and more so, police credit union?
Let me tell you something. That every benefit you could ever think about, from the womb to the tomb.
All right, let's get into it.
We are celebrating 66 years.
Congratulations.
And this year, actually, October the 12th will be our 67th year.
Wow.
And today we are at the show park. And we have brought with us a variety of stakeholders and partners upon which any person who comes into the show park could leave rest assured that their financial future is safe with the police credit union.
Wow.
You see, our credit union started 66 years ago when it was difficult for police officers to get money, to go to financial institution to get loans and so on. So a few senior officers like sergeants and so got together and formed the credit union. We just had less than 100. And we just a little office space in Port of Spain. Today, we can boast we are $1.3 billion in assets. So you could imagine you being a part of that, girl. We have 23,000 members as members, and we have some products like loans and so on. Take, for instance, you want to join the credit union. You come, Karen will tell you. You go by Karen in Tobago, and by the next day, you can rest assured you're walking out of the credit union with $25,000. We have a welcome loan for our members. So when you say that what you can get from this police credit union, we are saying that we are bringing members in to secure their financial future. You bring your documents, one ID, one proof of where you're living, one bank statement or a job letter. And of course, you have a little vetting to do and so on. Karen will make sure that you do all of that. And you apply. Once you are a member, we are offering you a welcome loan, just what you ask. And that welcome loan is to boost your shares and to boost even your confidence in the police credit union. So within a week after you join, to 2 weeks, $15,000 to $25,000.
Let me correct that. She said 2 weeks. No, I could do that in 2 days.
You understand what's going on? So this is what our credit union is about. And apart from that, we have loans, education loans, and Karen go share with that. I want Karen to tell you a day in the police credit union through the eyes of the Tobago thing. Yes.
Thank you. We have loans to change your mind. I'm telling you. We have loans to change your mind. And what is equally important, sometimes you are in a financial bind, a debt, because you're owing too much. We can consolidate those loans to you. Of course, there are certain criteria that you have to meet. But we have the debt consolidation loan. You have to be a member for 6 months, of course. But before that, we have the welcome loan. We have the share incentive loan. So we have those loans that could boost your shares. So we can test your credit rating to ensure that when we consolidate all your debts into one debt, so you have a manageable payment that you can live comfortably. We're ready for you.
And you hear people saying, oh, they're only talking about loan, but we have a PCU plus
consumer
department where you could just walk in and get quality items, real quality items.
Yes, I know about this. Yes.
Oh, yes. And let me tell you, we are not for profit, but for service. So you find our markup is not very large, and our interest on the consumer loan. So you could get your welcome loan, and if you see a fridge or so on, whatever, we also have a bridal registry. So that when you're getting married, let me look at the hand here. When you're getting married as a member and so on, you come and you register and you get all your things at a nice cost and so on. Let me tell you something. Police Credit Union is one of the credit unions. I'm not saying it's the best.
It is.
But thank you. I wanted her to say it. And,
of course, doing your job here this morning.
But we offer some services. Recently, people are asking, God, we want to get a mortgage. You know, we want, what is happening? We weren't offering mortgage loans prior, but there's an equity loan. And we brought on a manager to be able to go out there and identify on the market what is happening with respect to mortgage loans and so on. Mr. Nigel Reese, he is present at the Shore Park complex where persons could come and have a conversation with him, so that you have a piece of land, you want to put up a little structure and so on. We could get that loan, but don't expect it coming in 1 week and get an equity loan. You have to have a little 6 months and so on and whatever. But what we are saying, we have a space for everybody in Tobago and Trinidad.
So how do you become a member of the credit union?
All right. So we have the application membership form. The 2 forms of ID, the pay slip, the job letter, the bill with your home address. You complete the form. We send it to the compliance department for the due diligence to take place. It's approved, 160. But today we have a special. You don't have to pay that 160. You only have to pay $10.
Absolutely amazing.
So people
today, and that's it. That's what you need to become a member.
One thing I want to clarify, is it strictly for police?
No, it's not. We are open to anybody, babies and all, newborn.
Yes.
Now come. And the thing about it is, children who join the credit union from an early age, we have SEA scholarships. We have scholarships that take you to A-levels. We have scholarships that takes you to tertiary education, both for children and adult, whether you're studying in Trinidad or you're studying abroad. So all those things are investment in the police credit union, not for police officers only. Civilians can join. Anybody can join. Pensioners and all can join.
It's a myth. You know, people saying, oh, they thought it was only police. No, it's open. And not only that, we have a robust medical plan and a CUNA plan. Let me tell you, my sister died at 3:45 a.m. on the 1st of August. She was in the CUNA plan. That was Thursday. Monday, I went to the police credit union. Notwithstanding I'm the vice president, but the credit union, and I was able to get my check to bury my sister with dignity. That's the CUNA plan that we have. The CUNA is going to be there at Shore Park. The medical plan. We have Halifax here in Tobago, in Plymouth, where we are offering a high-end kind of service for our members. And the medical plan will assist our members in claiming 75-25. The medical people are going to be there today. So we want people to come down in their droves at Shore Park. Come, sit down, have a conversation with us, because at the end of the day, and I heard what Karen say, you have to pay $160, $10. Come.
Just to add to that, I am a cancer survivor twice.
Yes.
Right?
Congratulations.
And I will normally tell people, if it wasn't for a medical plan, I would not have survived. Because at the time I had cancer the first time, I was one of those patients who would have had, and I speak about it freely, the overdose of radiation from Brianara. So I was one of those patients. And at the time, PET scan was not available in Trinidad and Tobago. So I had to fly out to get it done. And the medical plan would have paid for that treatment. Otherwise, I would not have been here today to tell my story. And I tell people it is critical that we have a medical plan. Because today you're good, tomorrow you don't know what could happen.
Exactly.
And so, guys, you guys cover a wide range of financial services,
Yes, we do.
which is very, very applaudable. Tell us, what time is the event taking place today, so people can come down and get more information and also possibly sign up, because you have the application form. They can become members from today. So tell us what time the event is taking place today.
All right. So we have the first session from 9 to 11. And then we have an engagement session where we are welcoming everybody between 12 and 4 o'clock.
And the engagement, this session between 9 and 11, what is that session about?
We're actually meeting high-end office from the THA because we are here and we want to meet the echelons of Tobago. We want to share with them what is happening, how it's happening, why it's happening, and why we want THA to
So
buy
collaboration.
Exactly. So we are meeting with the Secretary of Health and all of that to offer, Secretary of Finance to offer. So we're having that conversation with them this morning, and then thereafter we're going to have all the display,
space for the public,
and we have different booths set up and things.
Giveaways.
Yes, giveaways. Karen, I think, giving away a television and so on. When for the 250 person who join, will get a television. We say that today. 250. We want persons in Tobago to come down. Come down to Shore Park. This is an opportunity that you can't miss. It's a financial world that we want you to be a part of. And you do not have to be a police officer.
That is the amazing part about this, and I appreciate the fact that it is open to all.
Yes, it is.
And talking about the wide range of services that you offer, I do hope that people take up the opportunity to head on down there at the Shore Park complex today from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m.
Yes.
To get the information and to sign up to register because you just might win a television.
You might. I was going up to 300. We'll share. As the vice president, I can make that commitment. If I have to buy it myself.
Absolutely amazing stuff there, And is there anything else that you want to share with our viewers this morning before we head on off to get ready to set up the stage for the engagement today?
I just want to say on behalf of my president, the board of directors, the responsible board, we want to say thank you, and we want to thank the population of Trinidad and Tobago, and more so Tobago, for welcoming us today, for the THA for allowing us the time to have a conversation with them. And we just want to assure you that your police credit union is thinking about you 25 hours a day. So come down.
And I just want to add one thing. We have the SEA scholarship for children now. So we still have time. Members or prospective members or even persons who are coming in today, if your child was successful in the SEA, you can sign them up too, and they can benefit from that SEA scholarship because the deadline has not yet passed.
Or even if they join today, that is.
Want to become a member.
Want to become a member.
Absolutely amazing
so
stuff.
They can benefit from that SEA scholarship.
Yes, and as we speak too, we had a book
drive.
Book drive. There we collected books and distributed, and think Thursday and Friday the education committee having a stationery drive where the staff and the management collected stationery from their own pocket. They paid, and they have boxes of stationery we're going to give out to our members' children. So we want to encourage members when they come, bring your children. Bring them, join them in the credit union. I joined my children when they were just 2 months old. My children are 44 and 43. They're on their own. They could buy a car. They could buy a house.
That's right.
My daughters,
yes, they are. My daughter studied and so on. So you have to encourage the credit union is about family. It started like a susu something, but it has burgeoned into a family thing. So bring your family and feel comfortable in the arms of the police. You understand?
I totally understand. Ladies and gentlemen, we're speaking with Mrs. Margaret Sampson Brown, Vice President of the Police Credit Union, and Ms. Karen Charles, Branch Manager, Tobago. That event is taking place today at the Shore Park complex, taking place there today from 12 noon to 4 p.m. So please come on out in your numbers. You've heard of all the benefits. You've heard of all the services that are going to be available to you. And of course, once you sign up today, chances are you might walk away with a television. So don't miss out on this opportunity, of course, to be a part of the Police Credit Union. The engagement session takes place there today at the Shore Park complex. I'm looking out for all of you here in Tobago to take up that opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, this is where we end the morning show on Tobago Updates Television, but we don't end our programming here. We head on over to GMT. So as we go, we invite you to help us. Share the live, share the live, share the live.
this infrastructure is being developed because we have another dream. We have a dream when Cove Industrial Estate will in fact be an industrial estate, and there will be the need to transport containers in and out of Cove. We build this dream because we see an increase in tourist arrivals at the new terminal, and we want to move them as quickly as possible out of Crown Point into the rest of the beauty that is Tobago.
And as you traverse along that road, on the interior, you will meet a roundabout that will be named after Dr. Jefferson Davidson. Dr. Davidson took over the helm from Mr. A.N.R. Robinson when he departed our shores in '86 to become Prime Minister of the country. He was also the first presiding officer of the modern Tobago House of Assembly. And then as you come to this direction, and Secretary James mentioned it, this roundabout here at Shervan will be named after James Bigat. What he did not tell you about James Bigat is that James Bigat is actually responsible for the education of hundreds, thousands of Tobagonians. The road we are standing on today will be appropriately named the Pamela Nicholson Avenue. But as fortunes will have it, the Pamela Nicholson Avenue will drive onto or intersect with a boulevard named after another Charlottevillian in the person of Dr. Winston Murray, the Dr. Winston Murray Boulevard. Coincidentally, both Dr. Murray and Miss Nicholson were members of Parliament for Tobago West.
It is with great humility and gratitude that I accept this token of your recognition of my life of service to Tobago. May we as a people continue to grow from strength to strength, always being blessed with visionary and selfless leadership as we position and promote Tobago as the gem of the Caribbean, cognizant of our positive contribution to the rest of the world. God bless Tobago, and may this project stand as a conduit for a buoyant tourist industry, one of the necessary pillars that will take our economy into world-class 21st century development.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.
Last year, October 2023, the island tilted. The peaceful bliss of sea, sun and sand was transcended as we took to the streets to revel in paradise.
We love Tobago Carnival!
Tobago! It's such a nice place!
Tobago Carnival, we're right here. We're not leaving till we go right down.
It's the greatest, it's the best, it's safe, and it's beautiful.
I love Tobago, baby. Coming back next year. Hey!
Playing pan on the streets is a magical experience. When the band strike up, is rhythm, steel and powder. This is Tobago Carnival, pan in paradise.
Tobago is the best.
Tobago Carnival is the new home for the legend of Calypso. Where else can you get sweet Calypso music that gives you that nostalgic feeling?
Soca Titans is we title, is we monarch. We built artists from scratch who can perform with the best. Real Titans of Soca.
When last you've been to a party, plenty women looking so nice. We must be in paradise.
This year, Ritual takes on new space and dimension. Traditions will be reimagined, breaking free, and taking on new meaning on the road.
I love the energy!
This year, the revelry is bigger and better. More colors, more meaning, great packages for the masqueraders. Tobago Carnival is freedom.
This year promoting safety in all events for Tobago Carnival. This year promoting whining, not minding people business. This year promoting clean fun, security and freedom.
Freedom to be any version of yourself that you choose to be with love and safety. Here, you have permission to be you, uninhibited and free.
So what you waiting on? This year, this October 2024, experience the ritual, revel in paradise, release yourself. From the greatest little island on the planet, this is the Tobago Carnival 2024.
Every time, yeah. Every single time.
Tobago updates. Good morning, Tobago. Let's go. It's a brand new morning. Rise up to a brand new dawning. As the passion start to rise, the energy fill the skies. I say thanks for
Good morning and welcome to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. I am your host, Chanel Felix. And you know, whenever you see me sitting here, it's because we're about to have those conversations that you want to have while I ask those questions that you want asked. But before we get into this morning's interesting conversations, let's have our news in 90 seconds. Secretary of Education, Research and Technology, Zorisha Hackett, said for the new school term, Tobago teachers would have a direct line of communication with her. To foster collaboration, Hackett will hold one-on-one meetings with teachers once a month by appointment. Hackett emphasized the importance of these meetings to discuss ideas, resource allocations, and challenges. She welcomed teachers to the new term, highlighting the importance of passion and creativity in teaching, and announced that the literacy and numeracy would be the focus for 2024-2025 academic year. She also urged teachers to prioritize their well-being. Additionally, PDP political leader Watson Duke has expressed concerns that the Tobago House of Assembly may have already selected preferred contractors for the Storebay Beach facility redevelopment project. He also criticized the initial plans for lacking details and questions whether vendors' views were fully considered. Duke emphasized the need for compensation for vendors during construction. However, the Division of Tourism, Culture, Antiquities and Transportation denied that the procurement process has started and assured the public that a wide consultation would take place after redesigning process has been completed. The division promised that all stakeholders will continue to have access to updates through the facilities manager's office. And finally, the National Transformation Alliance plans to contest 10 constituencies in the upcoming general election, with political leader Gary Griffith running in one of them. The other 9 candidates will be announced by the end of September.
Griffith noted strong support for the NTA in these areas and mentioned that another political party has adopted similar campaign colours, indicating that the NTA is growing in its influence. The target constituencies include San Fernando West, La Joquita Talparo, Tunapuna, St. Joseph, Toco Sandy Grande, Moruga Tableland, Mayaro, Pointe-a-Pierre, Chaguanas East, and Barataria San Juan. And that was on News in 90 Seconds. This morning, we're talking all things education. But even before we get into that, let's have our break and we'll be back right after this. See you soon.
Go in. You have to stop it. You have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it again.
That's it. That's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
It's a different type of thing down there. And we party till we drop down there. With a lot of pretty girls down there. Down in Tobago.
Oh yeah! I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Embark on an adventure to the greatest little island on the planet. Tobago invites you to ritual, revelry, and release.
Whining in the Bago sun, having Bago fun, in Bago drinking rum. We go jump up and carry on.
From October 25th to the 27th, 2024, experience the energetic vibe, the vibrant colors, and the unforgettable spirit of the Tobago Carnival.
Down here in Tobago. In Tobago.
Whether you're tripping down the road or marveling at the beauty and creativity of our artisans, Tobago Carnival is an adventure.
I said I wait and I wait and I wait and I wait for Carnival to come. So I call all my friends, making my plans for the Tobago Carnival fun.
Join us for ritual, revelry, and release. Tobago Carnival 2024, where every moment is memorable.
I said I can't wait for Tobago in October.
Like this.
Don't worry, my wife will fuck it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck it. Show me you're very hard. Fiesta, fun,
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke where you have, where you know about.
It's too early for that.
Too early, good on.
They do but then enough 9-9. Girl, go the club, girl, right. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and I'm winding up on me man.
Dream.
So guys, there are some new developments in housing in Tobago. So it's goat racing time. This is 116, the show that keeps you in the know with all things Tobago House of Assembly. Each week, 116 delivers a fun and engaging overview of the latest developments, achievements, activities, and events of our dynamic assembly. So join me. Let's dive into the Tobago House of Assembly's Week in Review right here on 116.
Cafe, the buffet restaurant that specializes in all your tasty local dishes. For breakfast and for lunch. Breakfast includes coconut bake and sada roti, served with chokers, buljoil, and sausages in tomato sauce. Not forgetting beef and cheese pies, shepherd's pie, macaroni pie, and rice in various styles. Meats served in a variety of flavors, garden salads, and pasta salads. All this accompanied by fruit juices, coconut water, your choice of a great combination to appease your taste buds. So call us today to order, as we are here to accommodate your busy schedules or if you are having a cooking day off.
Attention members, now is your chance to double or even triple your dividend payment with no increase in your existing loan payment. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to boost your dividends effectively. Whether you're planning a vacation or simply looking to maximize your savings, we've got you covered. Call us today at 639-8226 or 631-1336. Message us on Facebook for more information. Hurry, this offer won't last long. Bethel Credit Union, because we see you at BCU.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. This morning I have the privilege of speaking about all that's happening in education, especially seeing that we have just reopened the new school term. And as I have this conversation in studio, I have with me this morning the Secretary for Education, Research and Technology, Ms. Orisha Hackett, as well as the Technical Advisor to the division, Ms. Anne Natasha Second. Good morning, ladies, and welcome.
Thank you, Chanel.
It's a pleasure to have you in studio with us this morning, especially seeing that yesterday we saw the kids going back out to school. We saw that you did such a powerful prayer yesterday, sending them back out, and just encouraging both students and teachers alike, you know, in regards to putting their best foot forward for this new term.
And school year.
Yeah, definitely. But when we look at education from a broad perspective, specifically on the island of Tobago, we have seen some new trends happening, especially when we look at CXC and SEA.
Yes.
So I would like for you ladies to talk to us a bit about some of those trends that we're seeing in the results.
Certainly. Technical Advisor.
Yes, so good morning, everyone. Good morning to you all. We are very pleased with the results that we are getting in the SEA at the primary school level. It indicates that all of the initiatives and the interventions that we have begun to use throughout the sector are beginning to bear fruit. It is the first time, the 2024 SEA exam is the first time that we have attained the type of result that we have attained. In 2015, we had a total of about 196.3 as an average for our mean when we compare to the national mean, and we would have been fluctuating over the years, mostly with a downward trend, and we have surpassed our last year's performance by upscaling by 3 points. Now, that is something that we want to celebrate. We don't want it to be lost in the conversations. It means that everyone would have played their part, the parents, the students, the teachers, the school supervisors, all of the suppliers, nutrition, transport, etc. They would have worked together, they would have collaborated to help us to get every child's average upwards. And that is a trend that we want to continue. We have a number of standards that we have set for every level of the primary school. Secretary would have announced that our focus this year is going to be on literacy and numeracy. We want to ensure that students can matriculate from each level smoothly and can continue to advance in terms of the scores. I want to actually mention the score, if you allow me to just look at the actual result. The average performance for us this year would have been 196.65. That's the total weighted score that we'd have gotten as an average compared to the national mean. The girls are still surpassing the boys overall. The average of the girls is over the national mean, 200 plus 201. The boys, however, are trailing, and we do have more remedial boys. So we still have that tendency, though we have less remedial boys. There is a correlation, very strong correlation between mathematics performance and English performance. And that trend, as Secretary is going to explain,
is also there at the CSEC and the CAPE level.
Right.
Yeah.
So we are going to have to focus how we deliver teaching and learning to the boy child from the early childhood level all the way up, because that marriage between language and mathematics is critical, it's important. And we would see math has been suffering across the region at the higher level, the CSEC and the CAPE level. So we have to get that English language, that command of the language among the boys from way down, early childhood and primary level. That way they can have an opportunity to master mathematics.
And what about the results that we're seeing at the CSEC level?
So, you know, we got those results, I think it was the 26th or so of August, yeah? And of course, we lament on the fact that Tobago always has to play catch up with gaining the actual results and then spending time in a research department, actually collating the results. And so it's unfortunate, and we have to, you know, work on that. I've been speaking to Minister about the length of time it takes for us to get the information. I was also telling Technical Advisor that, you know, we've always had these rankings of where the Tobago Education District lies, and we've been hovering in 7th or 8th for a very long time, and I'm very certain, at least at the SCA level, we're no longer there. And so we've asked Minister to provide, you know, the information for us, because it's going to inform the strategies we employ moving forward. And so just like SCA, we're seeing the correlation between English A in that regard and mathematics. The students that perform well at mathematics, it's because they naturally would have that tenacity to be dominant in the English language. And of course, English A at the CSEC level. And so it's the same thing, the same trend that we're seeing. And that is why the focus on literacy has to be at the forefront for the Division of Education. We have seen, for instance, at the Project Impact stage, how that focus there produces, and that correlation, the actual taking a part of the data shows that we have to spend some time there. But what we're also noticing is the fact that it has to continue beyond the primary school. We're also looking at the fact that the focus in the ECCE needs to be different. And then on that male child, because the trends also show that gender separation, the data is showing that the females are outperforming the males at both levels.
And you also indicated that there's a need for teachers to incorporate a more creative model in terms of how they are teaching the kids.
Of course.
And we see that a lot of parents are taking their kids to more of the private institutions where they have multimodal learning. So what is being done to really push the teachers to adapt?
When you say private
modes?
institutions, what are you speaking to specifically?
The private preschools and stuff like that, where they have learning through play and
the Montessori method. Okay.
Exactly. So
you say a lot. I don't know if the statistics. I mean, we have 12 ECCEs under our purview, and then there are 5 servals that we give some support to. Based on the population, we're not really seeing that. As a matter of fact, we're seeing a lot of Tobagonians trying to get their children into our ECCs because they trust the standardization. They trust the fact that the transition is going to be smoother. Yeah? Yes, there are some private institutions that we look on at, and then we see that learn through play, as you spoke to, and the creativity. But I do not want to overshadow the hard work that is happening in the ECC program that is under our purview. And again, because we understand what the strategy is moving forward, is always best for that transition when it happens through our system. And so what we need to do as a technical advisor, and myself would have to advocate strongly, is that yes, there is that autonomy and that independence, and that you have that privilege of being able to run a private institution. But what we must have is some standardization. There must be some goals set, and everyone must be moving towards that pathway, even if they're moving along different speeds. But we also have to be very careful in what we produce in the space as it relates to content for children, right? And that is why we've been focusing on this Tobago-centric curriculum and trying to actually, have the implementation stage be a smooth one. And we want it to not be only if you're attending one of the schools under division's purview, you're exposed to that. We want it to be a mindset shift on the island entirely. And that mindset shift has to come from educating the population and not only with training of our teachers or teachers in general. Yes, so it's all connected, and we're seeing it because you want well-rounded citizens. Yes, you have a full certificate, but financial literacy is a challenge. Morals and ethics and understanding the politics of the day, the history of the country, your geography, the tourism product that we're pushing so much. And so that interconnectivity has to be in the space. And so we as a division of education are not only educating students, we're educating the population of Tobago.
Right. And, the conversation took place, we spoke before when you were rolling out that Project Impact, and we spoke about the incorporation of technology into the curriculum. Where are we with that, especially in regards to the policy?
So it's a totally different policy. It's the hybrid policy that we're going to have a marriage with the Tobago-centric policy.
Right. So if I could mention quite a couple of the policies in an order. Remember I mentioned that the results in the SEA, there is no single factor that we can point to say that is why we have been improving. We have introduced a number of different policy initiatives. At the early childhood level, we would have engaged with the Parliamentary Joint Select Committee last year and identified on a national scale what are some of the challenges, and there are many, within the early childhood sector. What we are doing, what we have committed to, because there is the review of the Education Act at this point in time to incorporate early childhood under regulations, is that we are, as DIRTEC, ensuring that private schools, the private early childhood centers, have the opportunity to register formally with the Division of Education and thereby become more standardized in terms of the curriculum, curriculum delivery, and the standards that we actually incorporate at that level. They are allowed to train with us and to grow with us and to develop so that we all fit under all of the regulations, the international regulations, the UN Convention of the Rights of the Child, protecting the child's health and wellness, etc. So we want to all look more alike. So we are committed to guiding, even if you're in the private sector, those persons who choose to put their child in an early childhood private sector, we want to guide that. Apart from early childhood intervention, we have Project Impact. Project Impact focused very heavily on remedial transformation. And so we did literacy and numeracy, but we introduced the Tobago-centric approach to doing it.
Yes.
So
we delved into something different this year where we had a cohort of accelerated learners.
Brilliant.
Because I think not enough time is focused on the accelerated learner. I mean, yes, we're doing it on at this end of the continuum, but on the other end, we have gifted students who literally stand apart from, their peers, and we must be able to foster that type of engagement with them. They're bored. They actually sit in classrooms, the teacher is challenging them, and then they're meeting all the expectations, even exceeding them. And then we have to be able to find a home for these students, ensure that they can push further than what the traditional classroom offers. And so we've done that. Our first phase pilot almost. Our Buku government was the center for the accelerated learners.
And then we also had Roxborough Anglican.
So we had an east and west cohort, and we understand the value of that. We had a student just recently, Otley, attempting the CSEC English B exam and attaining a grade 1. And that is the type of opportunities we want to provide to students. We want students to understand, listen, I don't have to dumb down myself. You actually have students feeling as if there is no place for them in a classroom if they're talented, if they're gifted. And so we have to foster that type of engagement with these students and push them in a particular direction. And we've been doing it. We've done it, and we want to ensure that everything we do in the Project Impact has a place in the actual classroom.
Yes, so continuing with the Impact program, we would have arranged the curriculum in such a way that you had life skills, education, physical education, music, drama, art, etc. And one of the objectives that we realized was that joy of learning, that joy of learning that both the teacher and the student enjoyed, and that collaboration, bringing in those parents into the circle. Because what we want at the end of the day is an effective school. Every school to be effective. In order for it to be effective, you need good curriculum, you need effective teachers, and you need a strong leader,
Yes,
principal.
yes.
And
The
so,
center of it all.
right. So we also looked at online learning to aid teaching and learning. We also looked at the accelerated learning policy and early childhood and special needs, all towards one goal, improving teaching and learning so that we create effective schools. And this year we want to improve our monitoring and evaluation systems.
Yeah.
We're going to introduce the teacher, leader, accountable principal, effective schools model.
Yes.
So there's going to be heightened...
And strengthen our middle management teams
Yes.
as well. So there is some autonomy on the compound, and they feel responsible for the direction the school is taking. Yeah.
And so there's going to be that leader in with zeroing in, we're having that spotlight on that teacher in the classroom, because Bannon, the greatest influence on a child's life in education is the teacher. So we want that teacher to lead and to be that change agent in the classroom. We want more success at the early childhood, primary and secondary level, right? We want ownership of our classes, and our principals need to own their space, and we hold them accountable for that space.
Excellent. Now we're going to take a quick break right here. We're going to be back with lots more on this interesting conversation. See you soon right after this break.
Are you ready to optimize your wedding business for engagement season and book more clients? Refine is the place to be. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024 from 9 a.m. Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. This premier event is designed specifically for Caribbean wedding industry professionals. Gain expert insights, practical knowledge, and valuable connections that can help you thrive in the destination wedding market. Register now at refinesummit.com. It is time to refine. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Get insider info, advice, and insights from local, regional, and international players in the destination wedding market. Refine, the Wedding Business Summit. Saturday, 14th September 2024, Pigeon Point Heritage Park, Tobago. It's time to refine.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago. As I indicated before, we're having a really interesting conversation as we talk all things education. I have in studio with me the Secretary for the Division of Education, Research and Technology, Ms. Zoisha Hackett, as well as Natasha Second, the Technical Advisor to the Division. And we have been talking about the CSEC results as well as the SEA results and all that's happening in regards to helping to develop the young minds of Tobago. Now, we see that the division is now taking a whole school approach. Before, we used to hear of the students who
like
top
a rank,
the SEA and all
that
of
was
that.
actually a national policy that we also adopted because we saw the issues that arose from declaring students in a particular rank. There's an opportunity, just like CSEC and CAPE, to query marks. And we have challenges where, because it's deemed as preliminary results, making an announcement first, second, third, all the way up to 10th can pose some challenges, as we saw with that President's Award for the SEA child. I think it was 2020 or so. It became a national controversy. Legal teams came in. The student who was first was now in the third position, and they had to, give back the award. And so we saw the merit in not focusing on child. Now, it doesn't say that we shouldn't. And so we're encouraging parents, because you're free to inquire. We've never stopped the inquiry. I mean, it's information. You can gain that. But it's a whole school approach that we have adopted as DIRTEC, and we're seeing the benefits of it. Let me give you an example. Upon assuming office in 2022, we had 5 schools performing above the national mean. Right. By 2023, that increased to 7. This year, we had 11 schools performing above national mean, and the highest in 10 years of number of schools performing above national mean. And it's because now we're having our schools, our principals, the standard 5 teacher, understanding the value in leaving no child behind, literally. Right. What we had before was a focus on who you assumed would have been your top child, and an extra attention was placed. But that top child is gifted, intrinsically motivated, would probably be going to extra lessons. Other teachers played a role in that child, dominating in that regard. And so what we want is that every child, not any one particular child, every child being given the opportunity to advance and to matriculate from one stage to the next.
The new focus, well, not new, but the thrust towards
renewed thrust.
Yes, towards
literacy,
that numeracy and literacy.
We must start there. And I think, yes, we understand all that's there, literally a platter of subject areas, especially when you move off to this secondary school. But I think the foundation has to be literacy and numeracy. And we focus on the literacy and not tie it in, but we're seeing what the correlation brings. As a matter of fact, if you look at an SCA examination now, you're going to see the value of promoting and focusing on literacy. They're problem questions. I looked at some of the questions and I'm like, what? This is what the SCA exam mathematics questions look like. You're unable to read. You're unable to even, decipher that question. Yeah? But we're seeing that the students who excel in literacy, again, correlation, that they're excelling in the mathematics naturally. Yeah? And so we pull together a committee. I love committees, and this is a voluntary committee. Not every committee is for remuneration. So we pull together a committee, our reading coaches, instructional mathematics coaches, entire team from curriculum. But we also have the external stakeholders sitting with us, because I always speak to the value of the Tobagonian who just wants to contribute. And so we've been sitting, and we are going to spend the next year, of course, and beyond, but you have to have a point where you just, place all the resources there in promoting the value of reading, the benefits of being able to comprehend what you're reading, right? And that read aloud as well. So you hear, the songs, ensure that the pronunciation is there. The student is actually able to internalize the content that's there. And we see all these programs there, the Jolly Phonics and everything. Yes. And we understand that even at the ECC, they start the process of, but we want the education system to be one that understands foundation and the value of foundation. If you can read, then everything else comes naturally to you. Yeah?
Because a lot of people want to be accelerated, but the basics is essential, the foundation. And so there is a role that parents would have to play in ensuring
because that's
that
the thing.
the
the students are in school from 8 to 3 on average. parents must reinforce when the students get home. What we have to pay attention to, though, and not necessarily literacy, but we have some issues where parents themselves feel challenged by what students are exposed to on a day-to-day basis in schools. So we want communities to also get involved. This is an opportunity for the village councils and the utilization of the community centers, and we can have some solid reading programs. And we have been trying to, we have a proposal there for about 2 years of trying to push another initiative called Community Impact, because we understand the value of, you know, only 6 hours spent in a classroom. What happens to the remainder of the day? Who does the reinforcement? Does the community also push towards these goals that the division shares? And so we have to embark on a hit the road type campaign, canvas around the island, and have others, the entire island as a whole, understand the role each of us plays in education. So it's not just left up to the teacher in a classroom, work a miracle, and the child comes back home to an environment that does not foster, does not promote education in that way. And again, that's why I'm saying the division has to educate Tobago and not just have education be
Is
pushed
there any
in schools.
correlation that we've seen with low-income households and the performance of the students?
Yes, it's actually a topic that we have to speak to in depth. But we also have parents, even in those low-income households, understanding the opportunities they didn't have and pushing their children to do better than them. So it's not necessarily a case of because it's a low-income household, there is some, you know, dysfunctionality in terms of education there. We have homes where parents didn't go to high school, but they want better for their children. And that is where the relationship with the teacher and the community comes in, because a teacher who understands the home environment does something more to push these children towards success.
Definitely. And you, in this term, not only focus on the students, but we heard you harping a lot on the teachers and their well-being and their mental health.
Yes.
Talk to us a bit about that.
And so I think that as a society, we expect too much from teachers. I spoke to it before. I spoke to the fact that a child gets to school by 8, spend a lot of contact hours in school with that teacher who may be the person motivating him or her. They may not be getting that home. But can you imagine that this is a safe space, and after 3 p.m., the safe space is taken away until 8 the next day? And we saw that in the COVID period. We saw what that limited contact, well, I mean, it was virtual in that regard, but we saw what the absence of that contact, the correlation between that and the results that was there during that period. The lack of socialization, and the fact that for some students, for some children, the teacher is that confidant, is that person that can motivate them, that person who pushes them in the direction of success. And so, yes, we have to spend some time focusing on health, mental health of our teachers. A part of it also speaks to us ensuring that our teachers are well taken care of, that they're given the just dues, that the environment is conducive for them being able to give of their all, to show up and show out on any given day in a classroom. But of course, Chanel, as a former teacher myself, and a teacher who's been challenged by the very things I'm now in a position to make a difference with, without money, all of this is wishful thinking. And so part of the conversation has to be, again, everything comes under the umbrella of autonomy, and the fact that as an island we have outgrown what is our portion of the national pie. In any given fiscal, $33 million on average is allocated for DP. Now, when I hear the naysayers speaking about the billions of dollars allocated to Tobago on an annual, we have to educate the population on the difference between recurrent expenditure. That's expenditure to do the basics, right? To keep the lights on, to pay your wages, the mundane everyday task. The DP is that part of the budget we need to focus on, and that's the part of the budget that has been declining. Last fiscal before that, 300 million was the allocation to the Tobago House of Assembly. But the last fiscal, it dropped to 260. And that is the conversation we need to have. Let's not focus on the recurrent. If you increase teacher salary by 4%, if you're doing more, you're sending you're doing more in terms of all the resources provided to schools. So you're sending more students off to school, so transportation, bills increase, schools, feeding, all of that. But the things that make the difference comes from the DP. And that's the area we've not been getting an increase. That's the area that has been gradually decreasing, as a matter of fact. And so we have to focus on that. What is the opportunity cost when the DP is not where it needs to be? And I would tell you what that is. It means that the resources, the initiatives to make the difference are not there. It means that the things we can really do when we said, let me fix this, can't happen, because what is the modus operandi is just paying a bill and finding creative ways to juggle the resources, not only of the division, but the resources of the THA. And, you know, we're asked all the time, if the Division of Education is struggling, can't you, have some transfers from another division? That is what happens. We literally sit as an executive council and prioritize what needs to happen. And so, for instance, when we speak to a $20 million injection in the school repair program, you know that it was a $20 million injection in Trinidad with so many more schools, almost 800 schools. And that $20 million wasn't $20 million sitting down waiting on the school repair program. As a matter of fact, the financial year begins in October. The school repair program occurs in July, August. That's nearing the end of a financial year. With a DP that has to have allocations towards our assistance to tertiary students, it's the same DP. Or sporting education program, it's the same DP. Or multicultural unit, it's the same DP. And so all the things that we can really have an impact on comes from the DP. $33 million, 20 million school repair. And we've been spending money throughout the year. We've actually spent $8 million. And that's the thing. We don't only repair schools in July, August. We have an ongoing school repair program. You can't fix a broken toilet in July if it's broken in October. Yeah, you can't deal with a sewer in July, August if it gives you issues in December. And so it's ongoing. But just imagine that, Chanel, spending around let's say, upwards of $5 million throughout the year. And then spending a 20 of $33 million. What do you have left for your university students? For your students who are excelling in track and field and sports. You understand? That is the reality that we have to face. And so when we, we've not prioritized this or we've not prioritized that, we don't have enough furniture in schools. We don't have, these are the resources that come from the same place.
Right.
And so what this would mean is a foregoing of one for the next. And these are the tough conversations we need to have. Because in all of that, and going back to the original point, you still have to take care of your teachers. A backlog of increments left there by the previous administration. Backlog of gratuity. Some teachers haven't been paid their gratuity in about 9-10 years on contract. And so all of that is what we met as an administration. And so finding creative ways and putting a little here, putting a little there, and keeping the place open for business has to be the priority. And that is my goal as Secretary of Education, trying to meet the needs in every area without having to shut down. But again, the tough conversations need to be had. Should we forego in 1 year school repair and just refurnish our schools after spending $4 million in 2022 on furniture? You know what I mean? When we reopened, that's how much we spent on furniture.
Right.
Yeah?
And you have shifted gears a bit in regards to the in regards to the school repair program, because previously it was managed under the PIU unit at the Division of Education, and now it has been subcontracted, or it has
the
been
project
given
managers
to
through executive council decision is EID cut, and the THA has been utilizing EID cut a lot. You'd see, them being utilized across divisions.
Right.
Yeah?
And it's as though there is a dark cloud over that school repair, because even before you came into office, there has always been a problem when school
I like that. and the issue is national, yeah? The issue is national, so it's not isolated to the Tobago space. What does that speak to? What I think happens is our schools are aged now. Our schools are aged. The newest school we have in the space is giving us the most issues, Scarborough RC. Yeah? Before Scarborough RC, I think it was Scarborough Methodist. But I don't know of any other school that was built in my lifetime, but those two. If you have aged plants and you've seen Cornerstone and some schools from the 60s, 40s, and so on, you have aged plants, you have to constantly provide routine maintenance to them. There's no doubt about it. Yeah? What is also a challenge is the fact that you can't just walk up to a school and say, contractor, go there, or contractor, go there. That's not the process. There is a strict procurement process, strict, that I wouldn't be making a jail for, I can tell you that. And so EID cut takes the project up after the scoping. Let me tell you what the challenge is though. It happened with Scarborough Sex roof over their auditorium. So you have a leaking roof and you went to lift up one galvanized to replace that. I'm trying to be very simple with it here. And after lifting it up, you're seeing the corrosion of all the steel work there. So you attempt to fix a few beams. And by the time you're attempting to fix a few beams, you're realizing the entire roof can cave in because of how corroded it is. So you're scoping to move a galvanized because it's leaking, yeah, for $20 becomes $40 when you move those corroded beams, and then becomes $100 when you have to do over the entire roof. Now with the roof leaking on the stage is now damaged, so you have to do over this. And let me tell you, the scoping for the school repair program occurs in January, February of any given year. But by the time you get to July, what you thought you had to do on a school, the problems are exacerbated. A roof that you thought you had to change now becomes a roof and a ceiling. And because we have to manage our limited resources, variations are a thing that cost us, Variations cost us. If a contractor goes in and he has to move one galvanized sheet, and when he gets there, he realizes he has to move two, we have a cost attached to that. And so what we try to do is be as precise with the scoping as possible. But after the scoping, here the next step. After you scope the work for each school and that's prepared by PIU, the next step is that you prioritize. So we said every school would come with 10, 11 areas that they want, and if they want concrete benches, we may say, listen, the concrete benches would do wonders for recreation, but right now you need 3 toilets replaced entirely. So let's try to replace the toilets first. Those are health and safety, and speak to hygiene and all of that. And then let's try to see if we can work on the concrete benches. But soon we're going to speak to how we found a strategy to treat with that. We have an activity on Friday that creatively we have come up with to treat with those other areas, but I'm going to come to that. So you prioritize. You literally give me, in order, ranking what is most important to you as a school. And we allow the schools to do that. And then it comes back to our school supervision unit and it's confirmed. Yeah, these are the important areas. But a school may have 3 areas that's important to that school. But when we look at all our schools, then we're saying, you know, your 3 priorities are not as critical as this other school's priorities. So when we prioritize internally in the schools, then we prioritize across the entire system. After the prioritization exercise, EID CUT issues a public call for submission of expressions of interest for the program. This is then followed by the responses of the expressions of interest. They are assessed and the contractors are grouped into the type of works they can perform. Then the priority scopes of works that we agree to as a division are sent to EID CUT and they conduct the procurement process. So it happens at their headquarters there in Cove. Then after that procurement process, EID CUT develops a quantity surveyor's assessment to determine the internal estimate for each school. At that stage, depending on the value of the works to be done at the school, a determination is made as to whether we group the schools in packages. So if we have schools in the east of Tobago all having to do plumbing works, those are grouped as packages. Or we may have schools as isolated packages. After that, there's a tender evaluation committee that sits and assesses the tenders received in accordance with their scoring criteria outlined in the tender document as prepared by OPR. And then, upon receipt of approval, the contract documents are executed between the contractor and EID CUT. All the relevant stakeholders advise, and then the contractors go on to get the project started. Chanel, that's not a 2-day process. And bearing in mind that we could be very risky and say, listen, we're scoping in January and whatever is on the scope, that's all we're doing. We could play hardball like that. But what happens, the reality is, and let me give you another example, a week or 2 before school closed, we had really bad weather with Beryl, tropical storm, moving into a hurricane, passing over us, thank God. But a school, let's say for instance, a school in the east, Ebenezer Methodist, that wasn't on their scope to replace a roof, but that suddenly became because of a natural disaster. And so no matter how much planning we do, schools with people in and out of them would have repairs to do. And we have to manage that, as I said, with the limited resources.
One of the bigger costs that you often occur, especially with the school repair, is the furniture.
Listen to me. So furniture is not a part of the school repair. we treated furniture as under that minor equipment and replenishing of materials to schools.
Right.
So it's separate and apart. What we aim to do is when we're going to hand over a school that's been refurbished, you hand over all the resources that you think would enable you to have effective school management, yeah? And so we aim for that.
Yeah,
but
in
Chanel,
regards to the actual equipment, especially
Yeah.
those tables and chairs, what type of maintenance or repair program is
Right.
in place to, so, try to salvage a number of
So
those?
two
Because
things.
every year
it's
you
the
see
same.
hundreds
It's the same.
and hundreds of
having to
tables
be
and
disposed
chairs.
of. Yeah. So one thing though, let me make a plug for URP before I forget. URP, through the Division of Infrastructure, Quarries and the Environment, has been bailing out the division. Now we're paying them for it. Because I don't ever want, you see, that's the thing. When one division assists another division, they're utilizing resources to be used for something under that particular division. And so URP has been bailing us out in the primary schools and ECCEs. I mean, they've been working overtime and going above and beyond the call to assist us there. So we have a continued distribution of furniture in the primary schools. You will always have everything you want at the beginning of the school term. We manage that all the time. In the division as well, the resources are scarce. And so we look at where the needs are and we continuously distribute the furniture at the primary schools. In the secondary schools, Roxborough Secondary embarked on an initiative, and they've been doing it for a while. I know Bishop's High School has it as well, where they refurbish their furniture, literally in their metalwork shop, Yeah, where they refurbish it. And so we've had some issues with furniture in terms of not being able to refurbish in time. Obviously, if you're trying to assist in that regard, it doesn't mean that the division throws its hands up and says, listen, you're refurbishing, so it means that we're not going to replenish on our regard. But Chanel, the conversation goes back to limited resources. As secretary, I would want to open every school term with brand new furniture in every school. But there must be some responsibility also allocated to the students.
And the principals as well.
Principals are doing their best, teachers are. I'm speaking to the students here. You have to understand that it's a limited resource that afforded you this particular furniture. Chair, desk.
Well, we know when you put that pressure on the principal, they put the pressure on the students.
Yeah, but it's management. It's just about management. And as I said, $4 million 2 years ago on furniture. I mean, it didn't replenish every school. It didn't replenish every classroom. But of course, these things must be managed, yeah? And I'm saying that there must be some responsibility attached to any facility, to any resource that's in our schools. And we have to find a way to be able to manage that. I mean, you're foregoing something else every time you do something that you've done before. And so if you spend money on the furniture, does it mean that you're foregoing paying off some increments or gratuity? These are the tough conversations we need to have. And I want us as a people to understand the value in what's there in our space in terms of our facilities and having some responsibility, taking responsibility on managing these limited resources. Yeah?
All right. We're going to take a quick break right here and we come back as we wrap up the discussion. See you soon, right after this.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
Go in. You have to stop it. You have to stop it.
Welcome to my kitchen, guys.
You have to stop it again.
That's it. That's the intro. Let's do it one more time, right?
Don't worry, my wife will back it up. Make me happy whenever you fuck. So me bring you very hard. Fiesta, fun, fiesta.
This one is for the people and them who don't care what nobody else have to say about them.
Them none of cash, broke where you have, boy, you know about.
It's too early for that.
You want the good all. The deal, but then enough 99. Girl, go the club, can't lie. Nice.
Who's the one friend can drink all the alcohol no matter what?
Put a bottle and spoon and a cup in my hand and a winding up on me man.
Dream. Attention all talented individuals and groups in Tobago. This is your moment to shine. Showcase your skills in music, dance or drama at Tobago Star Quest. Prelim auditions are held every Sunday across various communities throughout Tobago. Seize the chance to win exciting prizes and demonstrate your talent. For more details, visit our Instagram page at tobago.star.quest or email tobagostarquest@gmail.com. We look forward to seeing you there.
Good morning, and welcome back to Good Morning Tobago right here on Tobago Updates. If you are just joining us, well, that's unfortunate because we have been having a really interesting conversation with everything that's happening in education here in studio with the Secretary for Education, Research and Technology, Zorisha Hackett, as well as the Technical Advisor, and Natasha Second. And even as we wrap up our discussion this morning, we know that something is brewing in the Division of Education. Something interesting is happening this Friday, and I hope to hear more about it from Miss Anne Natasha Second. Tell us what's happening.
Well, I'm extremely excited, Chanel and Tobago, to talk about our approach, our unique approach to get some of those resources that Secretary elaborated on.
Our creative approach at that.
Yes, we have been starved, and it's not been today, it's been decades. We've been starved of resources for our development as a people. We cannot, however, just, throw hands in the air and allow the young men with so much potential to choose to join gangs and create different kinds of families and create different kinds of trauma in our society. We can't allow our young women who are accelerated or who have great talents with their culinary skills or just different types of intellect. We can't just allow them to go through the system while we pay bills and we pay debts. So we are hosting Friday, the 5th, this Friday at the Magdalena Grand. The 6th? Is it the 6th?
Yeah.
I think it's the 5th, man. Well, this Friday, the 6th. Right, Friday the 6th, we are hosting
a stakeholders brunch.
Stakeholders brunch. The Secretary's stakeholders brunch. What is going to happen there? We have invited our principals and the division, different programs within the division, to identify the projects that we think can directly improve student and teacher behavior, directly involve
those DP areas that we are juggling with the resources to be able to execute. So instead of throwing our hands up and saying listen and making the tough decisions of which to do and which not to do, we've decided to cooperate Trinidad and Tobago.
So we are inviting to come with us and partner with us, and that is one of the methods encouraged by the UN Sustainable Development Goals. Partner and get the things done. So we have invited embassies, corporate Trinidad, corporate Tobago,
alumni associations,
everyone.
Contractors.
Come hear our presentation on all of our strategies, all of our projects, all of our interventions, look at our analyses, see our trajectory, see what we can do for all of our people, and invest. Invest in those projects. So we're going to display them all. We're going to have a discussion, and we're going to show the links between socioeconomic status and performance academically, the importance of technical vocational options for our young men who are dropping out of school or who are failing school. The links between math and English, the need for research. We must expand the research department, and we cannot do so without money and without funding and resources. So we are encouraging you, if you have received our invitation, if you haven't, you can call us and get your invitation. You are a corporate sponsor. You are a personality who can make a contribution as an individual. We want you there. We want you to participate. We want you to contribute. This is all of our Tobago, and we must put our resources, regardless of what is happening at central government and Trinidad. That is not our business. We have to infuse what we need to infuse in our education sector so that we can have a fully functional, effective, and productive society. So come Friday.
Technical advisor spoke to Sustainable Development Goal number 4, actually, quality education. And we realized that we need partnerships with all of Trinidad and Tobago and the world at large. So diaspora, I mean, we're starting this year, but that's the ultimate goal. It mirrors an adopt a school project. Adopt a school or adopt a project initiative. Yeah? And so what we want is not to give up on the fact that we understand that yes, we have to keep the lights on, and yes, we have to pay our teachers, and we want to be able to get into education in a way that we've never been able to get into before for want of more funding. And so this initiative more or less gives Trinidad and Tobago and the wider world the opportunity to see the hard work of the Division of Education, to see the vision of the Division of Education, and come on board. Come on board with us. We would promote that the branding of whoever that corporate sponsor is on the school, they're able to get into the school and work directly with principal and students to attain whatever that project is. We're going to literally have a brochure of the projects that's there, so they actually have the opportunity to choose something that, you know, resonates with whatever their business is or so.
I'm glad that you indicated that there would be a brochure, because immediately when you spoke about the diaspora, there would be individuals who are not present in Tobago
and so
who are
already,
interested in
so we're going to have
giving
a
back.
website where we're going to have all the projects. So you're going to see the schools. St. Andrew's Anglican wants to embark on an agriculture project in earnest. This is what is required to do it, and persons who have that as a dream, and to be able to do that partnership and have it as a desire in terms of shared goals, you know, you jump on board. A Table Peace government wanting to do a pan in school program, right? And right now with limited resources from the division, they only have 10 pans, but they want to build out a pan room, you know, things like that. But more than that, even our special
are interested
so
in
through the
giving
alumni
back to their primary
associations, and then
school.
they come to us, and that's the thing. We have a strong alumni association in the secondary schools, but there are lots of persons with primary schools. They are living abroad, as you said, and they want to be able to give back to their primary school. So we're trying to push alumni associations in the primary schools and even in the preschools if they're still in existence. Yeah, but we also want to spend some time also focusing on our special schools. We want to promote those. So Happy Haven and our school for the deaf, and and we also want to spend some time focusing on the Rocks Road Trade Center. That is, you know, we have renewed energy in that space right now. They reopened yesterday. They have 50 students enrolled, largest cohort in a long time. And so even there, so we're bringing all our schools to the forefront, and we're promoting them in a way where we can have these mutually beneficial partnerships with corporate Trinidad.
So if I could just throw in, we need, when we talk about that trade school, we need contractors to come and devote some time up there and help us to fix some of the infrastructure. We need persons to help us with those online devices that we want to roll out. We have the beautiful policy. We want to train all the teachers, but then we need the actual devices to be at every single school. So we want you, if you have that capacity, to get us 1,000 laptops, 1,000 tablets, 500, 4. We want you to come to our event, and we want you to partner with us.
But
These
it's not
are
only
real
tangibles,
things,
Not only
real
tangibles, as technical advisor is saying, not only the cash and the training, expertise. That there's no price you can place on that. Volunteerism,
we have to
giving back. Yeah, and so we've had persons coming to the forefront and saying, listen, I just want to be able to help you with some reading programs. So I just want to be able to give back the fact that I've been a carpenter, and I think that we need some more tech work training in our school. So that is what we want. It's an open call to give back. It's an open call to give back.
Excellent. And we wrap up our discussion this morning. And before we do so, is there anything that you want to say to the Tobago public?
Yes.
Specifically, the persons that you're inviting on Friday.
I'll let her speak to the persons we're inviting on Friday. What I want to do is speak to the Tobago public on this responsibility that I've been given as Secretary of Education. I mean, I raised my hand and I did the oath of office to the President on Friday, the 10th of December 2021, a day after becoming Assemblyman of Bethesda-Leketo. And it's a very serious responsibility that I take. Being responsible for policy and transformation of education in Tobago is no easy feat, especially after meeting so much that was broken in a system that I felt needed some more focus and some more resources injected into it. But with this responsibility comes a lot of management, and the management comes from a place of having to satisfy the needs of our teachers, who must be armed, before going on to the battlefield, literally armed, mental health issues, being paid their just dues, and so on. And then ensuring that no child is left behind on that end, while also still being able to manage the staff of the actual division, to ensure that they're in the right frame of mind to be able to carry out their duties. And so with this responsibility, because, of course, the responsibility comes a lot that you must pour into it. And it cannot be done from a place of being remunerated for it. I always say, everyone thinks that it's a cushy job and you get, but the type of focus and the type of passion, energy, and commitment that has to be provided there, it isn't something that you can pay for, it isn't something that you can buy, it isn't something that you can fake. It has to be very genuine. And so my love for education and my love for that transition of minds is what keeps me going. And so I want to be able to stay on course, to stay the course with us as well, and to ensure that because our responsibility is to keep educating them and expressing the challenges while finding ways to mitigate and finding ways to alleviate situations. And it's not just about giving up at this point. And so I'm going to continue in my duty in this role. And I just want to wish all my teachers, students, and even parents who must be a part of this quest with us, welcome back to welcome back to a new term, and welcome to academic year 24-25. We're going to work hand in hand as we've been doing. We know that the challenges are there. Challenges will never end, but we're going to work in a very, very collaborative way to ensure that the needs are met and that our vision is achieved. Yeah?
Samantha, and the second, we know that you have a big event happening at the Magdalena Grand Hotel this Friday. So
yes. Just before I say that, I just wanted to talk to the parents whose kids are at home. There are a number of children who aren't at school. They're not enrolled at school for a number of reasons, whether it's a special needs issue or the socioeconomic background of the parents just didn't allow them to understand the value of education. We want your child in school. You are the first advocate for that child, and you have to find us, have the conversation, so that we can help you to get those kids in school. So congratulations to every parent who has their kid in school and who organized and everything. But for you who have those children at home, we want to encourage you to come and have a conversation with us. Yes. On Friday, everyone who wants to participate in building a better Tobago, an autonomous Tobago, education is the key to that. And we want to invite you to find out about not just our event on Friday, which is us going to the Magdalena to speak to corporate Trinidad and Tobago to get our resources, to get our projects done. We want you to be able to come in and find out how you can contribute, whether it's teaching, whether it's speaking, whether it's whatever. Come and find out how you can contribute so that we can all secure our island together through education.
Thank you. And before we go, I like the fact that you touched on, those families who were unable to send their kids back up to school.
Or have never sent their kids to school. Because we do have that here in Tobago.
Kids like that.
We encounter situations and incidents of that all the time. A family with kids that have never been to school, never gone to ECCE. They're 7, 8 and never stepped one day into a school.
And so, I just want you to put the contact information out there for persons who are in that situation, because we know there is the student support unit at the Division of Education that's responsible for that. That's actually the unit,
yes.
Right, and there are persons who were not financially prepared to go back to school this week.
Yes.
And they still have those same financial challenges. But we also want to be able to
be our brother's keeper. If you know of a family like that, in a very confidential way, either the Division of Health, Wellness and Social Protection or us, come and let us know. We would intervene. We would ensure that we get into those communities and see and it's a socioeconomic problem for the most part when that happens. But we also have families, because their child may be differently abled, they've kept them away from society. And so we want to be able to have Tobago understand that in this inclusive Tobago that we're building out, we want each one to look out for another and have us know that there is a particular circumstance that needs to gain our attention. So yes, the division's number is 2990781. I can't remember the extension for student support services at this time, but I can say that the extension for my office is 3003. And once they call my office, my staff will direct them accordingly. So 2990781, extension 3003. If you know of a family that would need that type of assistance, and not only those who are not going to school, but even in school and having some socioeconomic challenges that may prevent them from consistently attending, and there's some social protection issues that we need to be aware of. Although we have our guidance officers and social workers at schools, sometimes there needs to be an intervention at a higher level. So we're here, ready, willing, and able to take up that mantle along with Secretary B. Israel over at Social Protection. We want to be able to engage in that type of partnership to ensure that, you know, we really, when we speak about Greater City Island and the planet, that we take care of all facets of society.
Thank you so much, Secretary. Yeah? And thank you so much, Technical Advisor and Natasha Second, for coming in and, you know, letting Tobago know what is happening, especially where education is concerned. Thank you for your time this morning. I want to thank you guys at home for sticking with us this morning. Thank you for your likes, your shares, and your comments, and all that you have been doing to make Tobago Updates the #1 broadcaster here on the island of Tobago. Have a great day, and thank you again.
I